going to be one of these sprints that, you know, everybody's up for it, and it's as we said, there is a roundabout with 1,300 metres to go. You really want to go into that roundabout with, you know, 2 or 3 riders in front of you, so it will be a bit of a battle. And you know, 8.5 kilometres is still a long way to put your whole team at the front. So and he's down.
Oh dear. Who's that that's gone down in the middle?
Might have been that rider that he's had his hands off.
Is it a red jersey?
It is, yeah.
Oh, I bet you it is.
Just look. No, he's got his hands at the right. Yeah, same rider.
It is the same rider. Told you.
But he had his hands on his hood.
You pillock. Honestly. Whether he had his hands on the hoods or not, I think it just displays a lack of concentration. Smokulis was a little bit complacent a bit earlier. And whatever happened, whether he'd be pushed, nudged a little bit from one side or the other, or just a little touch of wheels, he couldn't react quick enough.
It's just a touch of wheels.
Yeah. I just think it's possibly a bit complacency.
He was the only rider to fall. That's what these pro riders are like.
That in itself is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Right in the middle fell, and no one else came down. So 7.9 kilometres to go. The race is still on, and we have got a complete bunch apart from the rider just
apart from Smokulis. Francis de Jeu. Now at the front is that I think it's Mathieu Ladegnu. Rabobank have been fairly active. And working for Mark Renshaw today, and Christian Knaus of Sky. There's the finish up ahead. It's not super active at the moment, but they have to be a little bit wary of things.
Oh, you can just see that, you know, simple crash there, but nobody wants to really take it up this early, and again, it's just a waiting game.
Welcome back. Under 7 kilometres to go now. This is where it starts to begin to take these 90-degree turns, running towards the finish. Smokulis dropping himself on the ground, a little touch of wheels as people move up. But you can see there's a gusting breeze on the leaves of the palm tree there. You've got to be a little bit careful. No real harm seemed to be done. A bit of a sore wrist. Well, he's already been down once, but look, this Smokulis had his hand bandaged.
Looked to me as if Radio Shack were just coming up there, looking after their young sprinter Nizzolo. He's a great prospect, and when you've got the likes of Fabian Cancellara to help you out, so a bit more interest, a bit more speed now at the front of the bunch from Radio Shack and Liquigas. But still a long way to go, 6.3 kilometres.
Oh, this is on. The race is on here.
Yeah, but Boonen there in the gold jersey and the Cavendish in the right, perfect place at the moment to keep themselves right up near the front. Just in front of Cavendish, you've got Bernd Eisel, he's faithful lieutenant. But again, Radio Shack together with Omega Pharma. And some other teams just kind of sitting back at the moment, but Liquigas again, 2 teams here at the front that have had nothing from this race, really want to try and get a stage win. Also in Radio Shack you've got Tony Gallopin.
Yeah, I think that's probably who they're doing the work for. I mean, because Cancellara is right up there with Jaroslav Popovic pushing the pace along. And Gallopin's got a fair turn of speed on him. Haven't managed to rip anything to pieces, but all of a sudden the hammer's gone down. Green Edge also moving riders up towards the front. The rider you can see in the national champions jersey of Japan is Fumiaki Beppu there, right ahead of you now with the green and red and white shorts. Very experienced rider.
Yeah, no place to move. If you're up near the back now, and really no place to move. Down the right hand side it gets dangerous, left hand side dangerous. But again, not really flat out to string this bunch out, and quite a few riders just trying to move left and right. But it looks as if Omega Pharma still looking around. Team Sky, Jeremy Hunt coming through with Flesher in second place. So again, the battle to keep control of the front of the race.
Yeah, very much so. Now they're all beginning to look at each other. Glances from Omega Pharma Quick Step through over to Sky. As Hunt got on the front, they're going to start working together. They are. Oh dear.
Robbie.
Oh no. Well, it's down to Krupas now, because Robin McEwen, he's been quite quiet actually. Puncture for Robin McEwen. Left-hand side of your screen, you can see the very tall figure of Jan van Summeren with Robbie Hunter behind him. Tyler Farrer in the white Sprints jersey, the silver Sprints jersey is behind him. We've got to be careful here. Can't be battling for position on the exit line. All going round safely. And Van Summeren wanting to get to the front, especially before that roundabout. He's just slackened off the pace very slightly as Morelio Fischer, his teammate, the Brazilian champion, comes through to take up riding. Now, the project team here, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 riders from that team. Rabobank come through. Kaboom! Here comes Renshaw's team. Renshaw must be pretty disappointed so far, I think. He hasn't shown the sort of form he'd like to. And Farnese Vini battling like crazy. Whoa!
I'm just looking to see where Renshaw is. The fourth place man in the orange is Brown.
Yeah, it's Brown.
Brown they're looking at the moment. Gardini, the second man in the fluorescent yellow. Just have a look out for him. He has won the final stage here. I think it was last year. So again, no one taking real control at the front. 2.3 kilometres to go with a roundabout at 1.3.
Under 3 kilometres to go then, and he crashes now. Of course, they will receive the same time as the bunch that they're in, which is this one. It's a little bit scrappy at the moment. Everybody fighting for a wheel and a line to go in. On the right-hand side, it's Rabobank with Sky riding along on that train. Ian Stannard pushing enormous, great big gear.
Well, you can just see Bernie Eisel looking for Cav. Where is he? Get on the wheel. It's very important that he come into this roundabout.
Oh, Robbie Hunter.
1 or 2. Yep.
Pushing his way through.
They're all coming up. They're all having a look around. You've got to get to this roundabout with 1.3 kilometres, which is in a kilometre time. You have to go in with 2 riders in front of you. And just look at the mess. And it's amazing how these guys manage to stay up in these close conditions.
Now, the World Champions jersey's on the left-hand side of your screen. Eisel was looking over his shoulder desperately for him. There's going to be somebody come down here, surely. They're all over the shop at the moment.
Oh, Jack Bauer has just come to the front with 2 kilometres to go, and it looks as if Garmin have got 3 riders now leading out Tyler Farrar in the silver jersey. So they've got pole position at the moment, but they should be challenged going into this final roundabout.
Well, they've had pole position before. Gert Steegmans, wingman for Tom Bonen. They're looking very, very calm at the moment. Let everybody else fight it out. Jack Bauer, the big New Zealand rider, former Enduro rider, riding in the United Kingdom, now riding for Garmin. Barracuda, this is what he's really, really good at. And he's leading them quickly into this roundabout now. One rider peels off, gets well out of the way on the right-hand side. Bauer leads them through, all safely round so far. 1.5 kilometres to go. It's Garmin who are setting the pace, and they're all strung out now.
Well, Garmin looking good at the moment. They've got 4 riders, and again it's Flesher looking for Mark Cavendish, and they're all pushing about and trying to come up in the left hand. You've got the project team. This is going to be one crazy sprint.
This is crazy already. And now Eisel hits the front. Is it Fletcher? Fletcher stringing these guys. They're trying to make it as long as possible to open up those gaps, try and kill off the Garmin team. Hunter looks across over his right hand shoulder to see where everybody else is teeing up. Lotto team now coming to the front on the far right hand side. Lotto looking for perhaps Gregory Henderson to push hard. This is a real difficult finish, and now everybody's all over the road. Mark Cavendish is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 back behind Denis Galimzinov and Krupas of the Green Edge team. He's moved up to 5th spot at the moment. Galimzinov is on his left-hand shoulder. Now Cavendish goes for the gap. Bowman's got a long way to come. Oh, Krupas comes across the front of him. I didn't think he was there. Cavendish takes it the hard way by going a long way out, but he makes sure he's safe by this time. Can anybody get on his wheel? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Mark Cavendish saw the gap open up on his left-hand side about 450 metres out, took it and just went through each gap, just checking his pace and accelerating, making sure he was safe. Bonan well out of it by this point, but that was a great bit of riding by Cavendish at the end, but his team had to work very hard to get him in that position. Here, let's look back at it. You see the gap has opened up, he's just gone for it, he's accelerated at that point, looks over his shoulder to see where they are. Nobody's going to get him by this point. Just saw that gap and went for it.
Yeah, fantastic sprint, and it just goes to show you that Mark Cavendish doesn't really need anybody to lead him out. He never had a great lead out there. I know they've been practicing it, but he pretty much done that sprint on his own. It looked as if Liquid Gas got second and third there, with Oss and Sagan, with Degenkolb there in fourth and Galimzanov in fifth. But what a sprint, a fast sprint, pretty much very dangerous, riders all over the place. Garmin thought they had it, but Mark Cavendish just coming through the inside, the perfect line here, and taking out second stage win here in Tour of Qatar. Easily.
Well, he's coming to this Tour of Qatar showing he is the fastest man in the world. The world champion's jersey is looking reek good on his shoulders, one has to say. And that was just easy for him. Cavendish, Oss, Sagan, Degenkolb, Zelig was the rider for Katusha.